Okay, so this is the beginning of, I guess it's day 4. I lose count at this point. So we're just outside Suya, which you can see in the distance. We're going to go to Custo, which is the first point on the map today. This route, the first part of this route, I did 3 years ago, so it'll be familiar. But then you cut inland, I think under that hill, to walk on a path to Custo. We are at the cave of Polyphemos, or the Cyclops cave, and it's just outside Suya on the way to Custo. If you don't know the story, very briefly, it's a story from the Odyssey. Odysseus was travelling home and again got shipwrecked with his men on the Cyclops island, and the Cyclops lived in this cave and took Odysseus and his men prisoner. In order to escape Odysseus with his cunning, he sharpened and fire-hardened a stick and blinded the Cyclops by driving it through its one eye. And then he and his men, they bound themselves to the underside of goats, which is quite apt because there are goats everywhere here. And the Cyclops was not able to feel them as the goats left the cave, and so they escaped. So all happened here. But a footnote to all that is that this is one of many Cyclops caves in the whole of Greece. So is it true? We don't know. So the story over. There is the Libyan Sea out there, Havos island on the horizon, and we are off now to Kutsoyeriko. Well, it's about 2 o'clock. We just left Custo, had a coffee there and got some takeaway food, some calzones, so little Cretan pies and bread and olives and paxamadia. Wholesome fare. And this is a shot through E4 sign. You can see the 2 bullet holes here, because the Cretans use them for, well, all signs they use for target practice. So we're going up now into the Lefka Ori, covered in pines. It's about 3 o'clock and sore shoulders, and we're about 1,000 metres, and this is what it looks like to be on the ground in the Lefka Ori. If you're on beaches looking up, all you see is sort of white sun-bleached stone, rugged with contrasts with the light at different times of day. And you see these dotted pines, and they give out this heady resinous scent, and it's intoxicating. It's really beautiful. Okay, so we're about 800 or 900 metres shy of a saddle, so that's where we're going. So I guess we're about between 2 and 3 kilometres from the saddle. I just had a brief falling out with Crete there because this path is just abysmal with stones. It's not so much a path at times, it's more like a ravine, just a dry riverbed plagued with stones. Anyway, we're above the tree line, I guess, and I guess between 2 and 3 kilometres this way. A change of gear into the down jacket and headband, I guess, the buff. We just did a sort of dog leg, I guess. Actually, the head gorge, lip gorge, there's the sea there. There's Havos, actually, the island. And this goes all the way down in a spectacular gorge, one of the many gorges that splits this landscape. Massive fissures, and we're going off this direction, which is in direction of Gingelos, and then down into Xylos. So here we are, coming to a saddle and the view down the other side. Hopefully there's no more crab, because I just about had enough. It should be Samaria Gorge from Davos in the background. Over there tomorrow, I think that's past this. Highest peak in Lefka Ori. It's up a little bit more, I think. So this is facing north on the way to the whoa, Omelos Plateau. Here south at the head of the at the head of the Plateaus gorge, and this is where we have to spend the night because it's going to be dark very, very soon. I don't think I'll manage to get down the slope. But luckily there's a flat place on this ridge, just about there, believe it or not, where I can bivvy out, and that's about it. You know, if I roll around in my sleep, I would fall off. Well, the time is now 8:10. And we are hunkered down in a bivouac sack on the side of a mountain, about, I guess, between 1,500 and 2,000 meters. Haven't really checked. There's the sea over there. Why are we here? Well, I've got two maps on my GPS. One by Anavasi, a Greek map company, and one which is open street maps, which is user generated. I came to a saddle at one point, and the signs, visible signs, were pointing me along a ridge, which was impossible. I tried it for about 30 meters, and it was like this, with scree and it would run away. It's impossible. I checked my two maps. One sent me up the side of another gorge, and the other one just told me to go along this impossible path. So what I did was, with a bit of ingenuity, I climbed up a mountain, got to the top, and a terrific gale was blowing in my face. Really, really cold, and then I could see the whole of the northwest of Crete, from Chania to the Kramvusa Peninsula, where I was a couple of days ago. It was astonishingly beautiful, but very cold, and every piece of fabric on me was just fluttering like this, and it was just impossible to think. You just wanted to get out of that completely. I took two photographs, and then I went down a little bit, and I thought, okay, I can find the path again, but unfortunately the ground just like fell away from me with another scree slope, and then these rails that were going down, no signs at all, and luckily at that point I found a little shelter in the lee of the mountain on the south side. I got out the wind. I had to think to myself. I saw some flat ground. I thought, if worst comes to worst, I can bivvy out here and go back tomorrow. And then, for some reason, I drank the raki that I had taken with me. A little bit of raki, maybe about 2 shots or something like that. And then I started thinking, I was looking down at these poles, and I thought, well, yeah, it's steep, it's scree, but, I think I can do that. And I think if I have a little recce, I can get back up again. So that's what I did. But I didn't come back up, I just kept going. And there were more weird bits, but it's amazing what alcohol can do for your courage.
It's amazing. Samuel Butler once said that we don't realise what part alcohol has played in human evolution. He was talking about how it makes us creative, and it's the engine of our fancy, or our imagination. But same can be said of courage. Alcohol can give you so much courage, and just, you know, a certain level-headedness, which is very much appreciated. Anyway, so we're gonna bivvy out on the side of this mountain. There's the pass to go over tomorrow to get to the Omalos Plateau, and just one more little look at the beautiful view. We've made some progress coming down the ridge. Just met two Cretans there, dressed in combat fatigues, as is their wont, who are just going for a volta, they said, which means something like a stroll in the mountains. What are people? So there is Xiloska there, which is the top of the Samaya Gorge, and this is quite a beautiful little park winding through the mountains. Now let's see what's up ahead. Well, we're treated to this beautiful rock arch, one of many limestone natural sculptures on this route. And I love this little dry stone wall. I think it's called Xerolithos in Greek. And it's just a beautiful environment here. So 1 hour after descending from the ridge, we get to the Omalos Plateau, which looks like it belongs in a fairy tale, one of many high plateaus on Crete. I think it's also called Omphalos, which means a navel, like tummy button, which is amazing. So down, and hopefully eating and coffee down here someplace. So we're in the refuge just above the Samayar Gorge. Catafio refuge. Somehow Johnny Cash really suits this place. It's the Wild West of Crete. Snow on the mountains outside. Little snowfields, beautiful photos. See the place covered in snow. Where is this? Ah. Okay. Lovely. About 11 o'clock, behind me you can see the pass where we came over this morning. And it's been dirt roads all the way until now. And then we leave and we go up this slope. This is where the real walking begins, I guess. It's about 2 o'clock on a day when I don't know whether to wear a down jacket or a t-shirt. It's very, very windy up on the ridges, but now we're in this very distinctive bowl valley all the way around, 360 degrees. I'll show you. It's very hot, it's trapping all the heat, and I feel uncomfortably warm. Wish I could drink that water, but unfortunately not. Here we are at the refuge of Athens. You see the name under at the moment, and it's just gone about 3:30, and it's a good washing day. There's some little basins down there. I think I'm going to do some washing and then do a break for a while. I think that is the refuge itself, but you need a key to get in there. There's nice, very nice tortured limestone rock here. It's another bowl valley, and we will be sleeping, I guess, in or next to one of these. There's a French guy coming up behind me, so It's the next morning, about the back of 8, and we just left Kastelli refuge. We went social last night, met some French company, and now we're on our way to Anopoli today, and it should be about 18 kilometres, so they say. So here we are approaching the pass over, well, to the side of Plateaus, highest peak in the Lefka Ori. The tinkling you hear is the goats down there on that saddle. Man. Yes, and it's there's absolutely no one here. It feels thoroughly wild, like the surface of the moon, somewhat like the Mustang Valley in Nepal, or the Atlas, the High Atlas in Morocco. It's quite a wild feeling. Just passing a flock of sheep, 3 shepherds, 2 of which carry shotguns, typical of this country. So we're just on our way to the summit of Plateaus. Terrible wind blowing, very very cold, some snowfields to cross, but it's about another kilometre horizontal and maybe about 200 metres more. So we're now approaching the summit of Plateaus on a very windy day indeed. West, that's Samaria Gorge down there, must be. South, there's Zaros. Now it's come down from Plateaus. Only took an hour actually to go up and come back down again from the junction, and now walking in the direction of Anopoli. Apparently we're going to hit dirt road in about 20 minutes, and then we eventually get to a gorge which will take us to Anopoli. So I've programmed the GPS. Here is some what looks like a blue gentian. Interesting. And the moonscape continues, as you can see. So let's go. So it's about 1:20, and we've come down from Plateaus on a dirt road until we reached the head of this gorge, and now we're getting the red and white flashes. We come down this gorge. This gorge takes you out after about 3.5 kilometres at a place called Rogna, which is just a hop, skip and a jump, I guess, from Anopoli. So we're on the homeward stretch, it would seem, but 3.5 kilometres of gorge walking is not exactly home. Just my luck, I just got to the bottom of the gorge, and a shepherd was trying to drive this flock of sheep up the gorge, and yeah, we just come at a very inopportune moment. The first sheep saw me, turned around, legged it, the rest of the flock followed. When I came into view from the shepherd, he was one angry shepherd. Still, he just said one word, which was fiete, which was actually the polite imperative. But yeah, it means leave, go away. So I'm up on this hillside, hunkered down. I think he's on a mobile phone, and the situation has now resolved itself. Now left Anopoli, and we're now walking on the road above a huge cliff down into the Libyan Sea. This part particularly interesting because it appears to be something like a, I don't know, something like a chain or blocks that are in the water just to the left of the boat going out to the south. Don't know what that is. Quite interesting though. So we're going to head along this road. It's good for running, and we're going to get to Lefka beach, which I think would be a good place to call it a day today. We'll see. Well, here we are, Sweetwater Beach. We have arrived. I can't think of a more idyllic spot than this. The sea is just like oil. Little boat chugging into Sfakia, a taverna on its own pier, in the shady end of the beach.